Rachel Zegler and Disney Snow White walk into a psychiatrist's office. The doctor says, "What's the problem, ladies?" Rachel frowns and says, "It's the fans." Snow White shakes her head and says, "Nope, it's all Zegler." As for the shrink, well, we'll get back to him in a bit because this isn't a setup for a joke. It's just the beginning of the latest headlines about the very first actress in history to become box office poison before she ever came box office. You know what I'm talking about. The very same delusional diva that once compared herself to the winged Victory, a masterpiece statue in the Louvre that even missing its arms and missing its legs still is more self-aware than Zegler.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged Victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope that despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
You heard that right. Zegler not only believes that she's a priceless work of art, she thinks she's sacred. And she doesn't just shout that into the mirror. She recently told that to a reporter and her psychiatrist that every inch of her body is built inside and out to be worshipped. My compassion has no boundaries. You got to give her credit. She's consistent, a humble bragger right down to the bone. As for the compassion she wants you to know she's famous for, it to me, it appears like it clocks in and out as if it works at a McDonald's drive-thru. Because it doesn't matter if the cameras are rolling and the lights are on. Once she believes that a co-star might just outshine her, she's going to send that compassion for her smoke break, and out pop the claws, and out comes the Hollywood hitman in high heels.
We have a different approach to what I'm sure a lot of people will assume is a love story just because, like, we cast a guy in the movie. Right. Andrew Burnap, great dude. Yeah. It's one of those things that I think everyone's going to have their assumptions about what it's actually going to be, but it's really not about the love story at all, which is really, really wonderful. And whether or not she finds love along the way is anybody's guess until 2024. All of Andrew's scenes could get cut. Who knows? It's Hollywood, baby.
Speaking of cutthroat, before that interview starring an anxiety pen, a prescription pad, and a doctor most likely funded by Disney, Zegler pulled a con so bold in London, audiences were screaming refund in 4 languages. Let's just say that thanks to Zegler, a bad publicity stunt, and a few hundred smartphones, the big number she was supposed to sing in Evita is now all over social media, which just means that people on the outside got a show for free, and people inside the theater, they got a story to tell their credit card company. Just wait till you find out how those inside the theater ended up watching it and how much they paid to get punked. Before we tackle that train heist, here's a quick rundown of who the delusional diva really is. It's been 5 years since Zegler hit the scene. 5 film flops in a row, 50 plus bad takes, and almost $1 billion torched the box office, and a nonstop big mouth that doesn't stop rolling. This week outside the Palladium Theater, she was signing autographs, all while campaigning to be the face of whatever the online mob is rage rotating this week, all while auditioning for the Nobel Prize in Interpretive Virtue Signaling.
So amazing.
All right, guys, we got time.
And thank you so much for speaking up about Palestine.
It is one of the most important things in the world, if not the most.
Thank you so much.
Guys, that's enough now, I'm afraid.
Now the actress is demanding her 5th shot at stardom. It's either 5th or 55th. It depends how you count her crack ups, but it doesn't matter. She wants another shot at the brass ring. Problem is, she doesn't want it from you, not from the peasants that actually pay the bills. She wants it all from the Hollywood suits that plaster her mug all over billboards like it was a commandment from the inclusivity gods. The thing is, Zegler wants another chance to be a Hollywood champ, but she just refuses to change her ways because to her it's about ego, not evolution. And it doesn't matter whether it's her hijacking an interview that's above her pay grade or out promoting a film campaign. She always turns it into a solo coronation about herself. It's just the way she is. In her recent string of latest interviews, she proves that she hasn't learned a thing, because 1 minute she's playing the martyr of the Magic Kingdom, and the next she's telling a reporter that she's the new based princess.
I was gifted very good cheekbones from God, which is something I thank him for constantly. When I was a kid, I used to manifest having cheekbones and dimples, and I got them both. Keep manifesting, ladies.
Well, there goes her shot at ever becoming Miss America, because female contestants there preach about ending hunger and then pray for world peace. But not Zegler. She only wants cheekbones and dimples. Not a happy family, not wisdom, not talent, Not even good mental health, just fashion accessories. And one more time, she proves that the only thing Rachel Zegler believes in is that she's God's gift to Mother Earth and the only star that shines in the solar system.
I'm a narcissist.
Rachel Zegler has been called many things already in her career, from narcissist to egomaniac, selfish and spoiled brat, even the most unhireable actress in Hollywood. But for me, there are only two words that describe her the best: cringe and condoms. The one thing she is, and the one thing she would never be if her dad had used proper protection.
I should have worn a condom.
You know, if it was anyone else, every studio in Tinseltown would already be rooting for the actress's return, because Hollywood loves nothing more than to sell the story of her redemption arc. They just don't want one starring Rachel Zegler. It's the exact reason why the actress suddenly kicked off her comeback tour with a one-way ticket to London where she could scam suckers out of 500 tickets to watch her on a jumbo giant screen. That's it. You had paying customers were waiting to see her on stage, and she took off and headed to a balcony where she could belt out Evita's hit song, Don't Cry For Me, Argentina, live for free to strangers on the street. Just imagine dropping $500 on a romantic dinner for two, and then suddenly the chef, halfway through your gourmet meal, takes your feast and hands it for free to people who are outside peeing on a tree. That's Evita in a nutshell. Now compare the pictures of the crowds outside the theater, half who passed out because of the heat, who also didn't pay a plug nickel for the performance, versus the theater's own website, which shows it's emptier than a pride float in Saudi Arabia. That's the Zegler effect. A high-priced, no-return item that ends up serenading a few while screwing others with a bad dye job. That's not theater. It's not even performance art. It's a psychological heist and sequence. Just a good old-fashioned bait and switch with glitter glue and a grift so shameless that Blake Lively might just end up suing to get her crown back as the evil queen of the Hollywood con job.
It's just as important to say, okay, I believe in this, and that's why I'm standing up for it, and that's why I'm not being difficult. And then there are other moments to go like, am I the asshole in the room? Like, what is happening here?
The same way Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively ran a grift on Justin Baldoni is the same gaslighting game that Disney's trying to play right now. They are trying to convince you that Snow White, the film that bombed so hard that it only brought in $50 a screen over Mother's Day weekend, is now somehow the #1 streaming hit on Disney+. And before you ask, you're going to say, how did this happen? It's because Disney not only owns the streaming platform, they rank the films themselves and then refuse to share the actual receipts with anyone outside the studio. That's how they can call it a hit. But in case you happen to believe the studio's fairy tale numbers, start lining up, because I got some wood milk to sell you.
Hi, I'm Aubrey Plaza. You know me as an actress, but I'm also the co-founder of Wood Milk, the world's first and only milk made from wood. Wood Milk started with a simple idea. I saw a tree and I asked myself, can I drink this? As it turns out, the answer is yes, if you make it into milk.
Every time I forget about Rachel Zegler, there she is again, creeping right back into the headlines like a stalker with a SAG card and a God complex. Except now it's a casting director who was drunk enough to offer her the role of Maria in the new Sound of Music remake. That's right, you're not hallucinating. Some genius actually watched Snow White and Evita sing harder than the Titanic and still decided to turn around and say, hell yeah, let's do it again, except this time with yodeling. So before Rachel sings The Hills Are Alive with the sound of her therapist's voicemail, let's take a moment to remember what real talent looks like. Hopefully this casting news is just the last-ditch PR stunt by Team Zegler, a Hail Mary pass to keep her name in the papers to prove to Hollywood she's still a hot commodity. Otherwise, we're going to end up with another classic ruin and a whole new slate of interviews where she humble brags how humbled she is by her own humility.
acting.
All her shaking, shivering, quivering, and overactive faking only prove that you can find anywhere in the world 20 people who will clap like trained seals for someone whose acting is about as believable as a bobblehead is when agreeing with you. See, Rachel Zegler isn't a rising star. She's a smoke alarm with a half-dead battery. That's always going off in the middle of the night, always demanding attention, and never doing its damn job to save a soul. The reality is, anyone at this point who hires her to play Maria isn't reimagining the sound of music. They're writing a rejection letter to reality. If you enjoyed this video and found value in it, hit subscribe, smash the like button, and share your thoughts in the comments down below. But to win every battle and stay true to yourself, all you have to remember is we are fighters with one unbreakable rule. We never bow down, we never bend the knee, always forward.